Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of an experiment called life. And we are on the final day of our big experiment. Today is day 14 of 14 of the water fast. So we have less than 12 hours till we can eat food now. Very excited about it, dude. It's been a long haul. Oh no, it's California calling. I'm gonna let that one go to voicemail. You know what it is? It's the Facebook ads manager team, and they're always trying to get me to just take a call to like go over my marketing for my shows. And you know what their suggestion is every time? Raise your budget. They're like, just spend more money. Like that's all you got to do. If you just spend more, you're gonna get more. Like do that. That's literally their solution to almost everything. Now I can't always bad talk that. They actually did help me get to the point I'm at now where I understand how to do the marketing. So anyway, enough about you guys. Let's think about me for a minute here. Facebook. Yeah, dude, so we're on day 14 of 14. We lost. We started at 220. We ended at 198.4. So almost 22 pounds. I guess we did because it was like 220.9 or something. So we lost 22 pounds. And then ticket sales. I'm still waiting for ticket reports from Vancouver, Kamloops, and Duncan. Our goal was to sell 1,000 tickets over the course of the fast. I think we probably came in just over 900, which is pretty good. Like, I'm very happy with that. I mean, to get, giving it close to 1,000. When I said 1,000 tickets, I was like, that's a bit of a stretch, dude. But we almost did it, man, which is pretty cool. So thank you to everyone who bought tickets. Thank you everyone who followed along and supported this, man. It means a lot to me. People always ask me, they're like, why do you do these fasts? So this is the third year I've done 2 weeks. This year's a bit different. This is the first time I didn't have anything. Like normally I would have shots of caffeine. I didn't do that. I didn't chew gum, just nothing, just water. It was also the most difficult probably. Last year was pretty tough too, actually. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing this again, to tell you guys the truth. This is the third year I've done it. You get so miserable. After day 10, you're like, why? Like, why are you doing this? Nobody is asking you to do this. Why? But and I can't even really tell you why. Like, yeah, there's the health benefits. I read quite a few books on fasting and aging and just weight loss and insulin resistance and just so many things. Longevity, your body going into autophagy. I think I touched on it in the last podcast. But more than anything, dude, it's just self-discipline. Like, after going 14 days without food, when you come out of this thing and you look back on it, you just think like, dude, if I can go 14 days without food, like what else can I do? And I find this next month or month and a half, however long, like I'm supercharged, man. You're like, let's go. Like every goal you have, you're like, we can do this. Let's crush it. And I think I took this from Jordan Peterson. He talks about how like, generally, things in your past that you look back on positively are times that were difficult. It's like you had a difficult obstacle to overcome, and you overcame it, and then you look back on that positively. And I found that, like, the greater degree of difficulty of something that I achieve, the higher my positive feedback on it is later on. At the time, it generally isn't. I found it very, very difficult these past few days. I got in an argument these past few days with a really good friend of mine, and that upset me, just doing that. That's actually, I'd probably could try to write a joke about it. Be like, yeah, so during the fast, I lost 20 pounds, and I also lost all my friends because I became an asshole. Because you get very irritable, so that's a thing. But I can't just blame it on that, man. I just gotta, just got caught up talking loose, So gotta work on that. But that's why I like regret. Like, that's why I write down my regrets every day, because I think they, like Daniel Pink says, like, they instruct and inform you so well. Like, if you know what you regret, then you know what you value, right? So it's like, I regret getting in that argument with my friend, so then I can extrapolate that information, and that shows me that I value that friendship. So then you learn, you're like, oh, friendships are important to me. So then moving forward, it's like, try your best to make sure that you add value to that friendship, or you nurture that friendship, that you don't damage that friendship. So that's why, I don't know, people think it's like negative. to look at your regrets and understand that. Like, you don't want to dwell on them and sit there, but you can use them as a great tool to like instruct and inform you. So, yeah. But all in all, feeling pretty good, man. Pretty chipper. I'm pretty much glowing today, you know? I know my eyes are sunk in my head and I look very tired because I was up very late last night. But like, I feel good, man. I feel really good. And we did it, Finley. We did it. Now we have to go into town and go grocery shopping. And that's going to be a fun experience, right? They're like, never grocery shop when you're hungry. Dude, what if I imagine I go in there and I just can't control myself? I just turn into like a Tasmanian devil, just whipping around. I'm just shoving food in my face in survival mode. That would be hilarious. Just walk in, first thing I see is grapes. I just start piling them in my face and then just go and eat all the raw salmon. Oh, that's what I'm going to have today. So today, to break my fast, I'm going to start with soup. I'm going to go with soup to do it, just to be, I don't know if you say logical, but safe. And then after that, I'm getting sushi. I'm having sushi tonight. I want sushi so bad, man. When I was in Jasper and I went to the gym, I drove by a sushi joint there, and I was like, ooh. And that was like day 3 or 4. Dude, it's crazy to think of like 2 weeks without it. How I always describe it to people is like, so think from right now, go like it's Monday, whatever the date is, the 25th. Think back 2 Mondays ago. So not last Monday, the Monday before that. If you can remember what you were doing 2 weeks ago today. And then picture not eating since then. You're like, I had a soccer game. And so then you finish your soccer game, you have your post-game meal, and then imagine not eating from then until now. When I can't really wrap my head around it. Like when I try to think of it, I'm like, I don't even know how you do it. But I think that's how you do anything in life, man. Like, it's just one day at a time, one foot in front of the other, these small steps. And eventually you look back and you're like, dude, I don't even know how I got here. Like, it was so many of these small steps that eventually got you to where you are, you know? Because I think about it now, like even like this upcoming tour, man, this Hungry for Laughs tour, dude. It's like, I'm pinching myself, man. I just can't believe how well it's going. And everyone out there who is cheering it on and supporting, dude, like it honestly means the world to me from the bottom of my heart. And to see like, you know, Kamloops, it's like we're still a week and a half away and we've got less than 50 tickets left. And so it's like we're going to fill up that 700-seat theater. Same with Duncan. Duncan's going to sell out. You know, Grand Prairie is like 50% sold, and that's not till November. And then Red Deer, you know, that's going great. Kelowna and Vernon, I think they're both close to 50% sold out, and they're not till the end of October. I really, man, like, to think 4 years ago, I couldn't get a pub to put me up in their venue. Like, you know what? That's how ECL Productions started. Like, how this company started was I was driving around. I was trying to get booked. I was trying to get me and Simon King booked. And when I was phoning places, no one's booking a hippie in a van, dude. I'm this guy who just quit his job at the mill, and I moved into this van. I'm doing comedy, and I will tell you, I wasn't funny. I was not funny at the start. That was when I first went to a big city and saw the comics there. After quitting my job, I was like, fuck. I was like, you have work to do, man. So then I just got on my grind. But that was the best thing about COVID. COVID allowed me to not have to worry about booking any shows and just let me learn how to write. You know, I gotta get water, sorry. So I'm gonna be off screen for a sec. But yeah, I just got to learn how to write jokes and do that, and then that really helped me like catch up. And then I just had to get on stage and learn how to tell the jokes. And then once that happened, it was like a light bulb and just fire. But yeah, so that's how ECL Productions even started, though, was like, no one would book me. I was like a hippie in a van, and I couldn't get booked in these pubs and restaurants. They're like, dude, you're not coming here to perform. So then what I did is I took an experiment called life, like my vlog, and I just went ECL, and I was like, ECL Productions. I wanted a professional sounding name, did that. So then I started phoning places and saying, hey, my name's Mackenzie. I work with ECL Productions. I pretended to honestly just be a salesman, and I pretended that I had a boss that I had to check everything with. So I was like, yeah, I'll look over these numbers and this. I'll send it off to my boss and see if we can get this approved and come on out. And I started getting booked all the time. All the pubs and restaurants, I was like, yeah, we'd love to have you. And then when they're like, who are you bringing? I would just always send them like Simon King's info and be like, we got this guy. He's in the neighborhood. He's doing some shows down the road, like a couple cities over. So it'd be great to add you on. and just started doing that. And then it just grew. And then I started like being like, well, I'm booking Simon. And I was like, well, I could book other comics. I just started booking other comedians. And I started like these pubs wanted it more. So then I started being like, hey, well, how about once a month I'll send you a comic. And then I went to the East Coast and started doing it there. And then eventually I was like producing shows all across Canada. And then that got too cumbersome. It was just like I was spending all my time booking other comedians and paying other comedians and like making very little money because the profit margins are so small on those pubs. And then eventually I just like realized I had an epiphany like in Australia this last year, because I was in Australia and I was sitting in a hotel room booking shows back in Canada. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're in Australia, get out of the hotel room, go enjoy your time here. Also, you did this to be a comedian. You didn't do this to like be a business owner. The business is a very important part. I like, don't get me wrong, I love the business, I do it, but I just made a decision that I'm like, I'm only booking me now. Like, if I'm not on the show, I'm not producing the show. So I started doing that. And yeah, anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I don't know how I'm performing in these theaters now, dude. Like, it's crazy to get to do that. And we're doing our first arena this year, man. That is insane. And then eventually we're going to do all arenas. And then we're going to do stadiums. And then we're going to be the big boys. That'll be pretty cool, man. I'm excited about it. So anyway, Fast is done. Things are going great. For those of you that are listening, please go check out Hungry for Laughs, man. That's the baby right there. It's an amazing show. Yeah, all in all, feeling great. Maybe I'll give you guys a little update when hey, Finn boy, I know we're almost done. I'll give you guys an update when I eat again. But thank you guys. I'm going to take off. I love you. If you need anything, always reach out. Go to alextellsjokes.com. You can find all my stuff I'm doing there. Oh, my special is now available on Amazon Prime in the US and the UK, which is very exciting. I'll be releasing it on YouTube here in Canada very shortly. Just got to get all that sorted out. And yeah, don't forget to take care of each other out there. I love you guys. Bye.